All right, today we're going to combine a couple of things. All we really need to look at left is looking at multiplying bigger numbers in one of the three ways you've chosen, and what happens when there's a zero in the middle of the number, what you can do when you come across that. So first, let's go ahead and just practice multiplying some larger numbers. We've already done a little bit of practice on this. You need to make sure, though, that you are choosing to use the method that you have told me that you are going to be an expert on. We've studied area model, we've studied partial products and the distributive property, and we've studied the traditional algorithm. It is extremely important that you are using the one that you are most comfortable with. So I'm going to show you all three ways in this demonstration problem, and then I want you to choose the way in which it's most comfortable for you to solve from this point forward, okay? So I'll make sure to show you an example with each, but then you have to be responsible for choosing the one that fits best for you and then checking your answers based off of my answers after you see me do my work. Okay, so the first problem we're going to do is 3,426 times 4. And we are going to use all three methods. So get some different colors out. And we're going to go ahead and use area model first. So with the area model, we are going to break this down into expanded form. So we have 3,000 plus 400 plus 20 plus 6. Okay, I'm going to draw my rectangle, and this time I'm just going to divide it into 4 pieces instead of 2 or 3. That's the only thing that's different with the area model for this. So I've got 3,426. So 3,426 times 4. Just putting all those things in groups, okay? So 4 times 3 gives me 12. Tack on 3 zeros. 4 times 4 gives me 16. Tack on 2 zeros. 4 times 2 gives me 8. Tack on 1 zero. 4 times 6 gives me 24, and there's no zeros to tack on there. Adding all that, since I do have larger numbers and working with larger numbers, so I am going to go ahead and stack this before I put down a final answer. So I have 12,000 plus 1,600 plus 80 plus 24. Stack that up and I get 13,704. So that's solving it using the area model. Okay, the next method that we've talked about is partial products / distributive property. So remember, those two terms are interchangeable. You can use both terms to describe what you're doing. So we are going ahead once again and putting this number into expanded form. 3,000 plus 400 plus 20 plus 6. And this time I'm just going to write everything in parentheses. So 3,000 times 4 plus 400 times 4 plus 20 times 4 plus 6 times 4. Okay? Zoom in a little bit. So now I'm just solving each step. And I've got 3 times 4 gives me 12. Tack on 3 zeros. Plus 4 times 4 gives me 16. Tack on 2 zeros. Plus 2 times 4 gives me 8. Tack on 1 zero. Plus 6 times 4 gives me 24. Normally I would stack it, but I've already solved this problem up here, so I'm not going to. And I got all my same numbers here, so I know that my answer is 13,704. Okay? All right, on to the last strategy, which is the traditional algorithm. So we're going to use that method now to solve this problem. All right, so 6 times 4 gives me 24. Drop my 4, carry my 2. 4 times 8 gives me, 2 times 4 gives me 8, plus 2 more gives me 10. Drop my 0, carry my 1. 4 times 4 gives me 16, plus 1 more gives me 7. Carry my 1. 4 times 3 gives me 12, plus 1 more gives me 13. 13,704. So looking at all three of these methods, we still got the same answer every single time. It just depends on which method you are most comfortable with. That is the method I want you to use, okay? So I'm going to show you another problem. And I want you to solve this one on your own. We're going to do 4,823 times 6. So go ahead and take that a second to solve that problem in whichever way you are most comfortable with solving it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and solve it the traditional way first. 3 times 6 gives me 18, drop my 8, carry my 1. 2 times 6 gives me 12, plus 1 more gives me 13, carry my 1. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1 more gives me 49, carry my 4. 6 times 4 gives me 24, plus 4 more gives me 28. 28,938. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do kind of a little bit of a combo of area model and partial product, so I'm kind of gonna solve it both ways. So to do it both ways, either way, I need to divide this into expanded form. I need to put it like that. And I might either be drawing an area model and doing 4,823, or I'm going to be doing 4,000 times 6 plus 800 times 6 plus 20 times 6 plus 3 times 6, okay? And that's times 6 too. So either way, I'm going to have 24,000, because I'm multiplying there. And I'm going to have 4,800, 1,800. I'm going to have 120. And I'm going to have 18. And when I add all that together, 24,000, can you see that? 24,000 plus 4,800 plus 120 plus 18. When I add all that, I will indeed get 28,938 like I got over here. Okay? So you are solving that whichever way you are most comfortable with. I've shown you all three ways again. All right, there is one more thing that I want to show you, and that is what happens when we have a 0 in our problem, because that can make it a little different. So when there is a 0 in the problem, we honestly don't change very much. It honestly makes our lives a little bit easier. So let's do 4,038 times 3, okay? I want you to try to solve this using your preferred method on your own first, but I will definitely show you all three methods on this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start out with area model, breaking it up into expanded form. 4,000 plus 0 plus 30 plus 8. Okay, so I'm going to draw my area model. And I've got 4,000 plus 0 plus 30 plus 8. So 4,000, 0, 30, 8 times 3. 3 times 4 gives me 12. Tack on 3 zeros. 3 times 0 gives me 0. 3 times 30 gives me 90. 3 times 8 gives me 24. Well, that's not too bad. All I need to do now is add 12,000 plus 90 plus 24. 4, 11, carry a 1, 1, 2, 12,114. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you what I would do if I had partial products or distributive property. Still breaking it down into 4,000 plus 0 plus 30 plus 8. Except for this time using parentheses. So 4,000 times 3 plus 0 times 3 plus 30 times 3 plus 8 times 3. Okay, 4 times 3 gives me 12. 12,000 plus 0 plus 90 plus 24. I added that already up there and I got 12,114. Okay, and finally, if we were using the traditional algorithm, 8 times 3 gives me 24, carry my 2. 3 times 3 gives me 9, plus 1 more, plus 2 more gives me 11, carry my 1. 3 times 0 gives me 0, plus 1 gives me 1. 4 times 3 gives me 12. 12,114. The only thing that's a little different here is, yes, this 3 times 0 should normally give you 0, but you had a carryover, so you can't forget your carryover. That's it. All right, one more practice of like that. And this time I'm just going to show you the traditional algorithm on that, since it's really the only one that has a little bit of a difference. But once again, you use the way you are most comfortable with. So let's do 30,806 times 7. Go for that. All right, 6 times 7 is 42. Drop my 2, carry my 4. 7 times 0 gives me 0, plus 4 gives me 4. 8 times 7 is 56, carry my 5. 3 times 7 gives me 21, plus 5 more gives me 26. 26,642. So I just wanted to show you those special cases today. So when you have larger numbers multiplied by 1 and when you have those zeros, so that you are confident in approaching those.